I have some smoking ladies that are killing it in male-dominated industries. So, let me introduce my beautiful guest today. I have right here next to me my girl, DjSupastar. You have seen DJ perform on platforms for BET, Essence Festival, mixing sets for notables as Beyonce, Bun B,
they get to call me
Hometown Slim Thug, and many, many more. You can catch her on 93.7
The Beat
daily. She's also a graduate and alumni of Prairie View A&M University.
You know.
Hey.
So welcome, DjSupastar.
Thank you for having me.
This young lady here, Miss Lolita Monreaux, is making her mark in the entertainment business. So welcome to Champagne and Cigars.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
She has a debut project called The Napoleon Complex. She is the September feature on Rolling Out magazine. So we welcome you ladies because we know, ladies are smoking a game now. This platform we're on, we're taking over. So I'm just glad you guys can come on Champagne and Cigars.
Well, thank you for having us.
Definitely.
Yes.
So we normally start the segment off with a little icebreaker. So I'm going to ask you ladies some questions. So I want you to say whatever comes to your mind. Just whatever. First thing comes to your mind. Don't think too hard.
The high seat. Okay.
No judgment zone.
No judgment.
We gonna get champagne.
So, I'll start with you, Lita. If you could go on a vacation right now, where would you go and why?
Bali.
Ooh, okay, that's fancy.
I think I need a vacation right now. So
Vacation?
Yeah, I need a vacation. Okay. So Bali for vacation.
Okay. The BB?
The BB. There you go.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, you name me. Right. I am so on a Jamaica vibe right now. I think I want to go back.
Hey, okay.
I want to go back.
That sounds like a girl's
I
trip.
got my braids, and I feel like Jamaica puts me in such a good mood. So that's where I would go right now.
Good one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one more thing. If you can go with anybody, who would you go with?
Gang. Gang.
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be your girls. It could be a little crush. It could be
I'm past that to you. I don't know. Maybe the flavor of the month. I mean, I say that. Okay.
The flavor of the month or the flavor of the week? Okay. Well,
Well, you know what? I think I may go with my girls. I like to turn up. I feel like I'm in need of a good turn-up girls trip. Yeah. Especially, my birthday was not till November, but yeah.
oh yeah. See that?
Yeah.
That's the right kind of vibe for me.
I'm going to Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Jamaica.
Yeah. Montego Bay.
Yeah, the food is good. Everything's good.
The people look good there too, ain't it?
Okay.
Hello,
And,
somebody.
the extra stuff is good.
That's my kind of extra. Oh well, I know who to go with. So that's the kind of trip me and Superstar gonna go on. We need a girls trip.
In the cigar,
Yeah. Yeah. My cigar just got some special flavors to it. Yeah.
Down into the smoke world here. Which brings me to another question. Do you ladies smoke cigars?
Of course.
Now you know what? Oh, what was my first? I don't know. I get confused with the Cubans. Well, let me rephrase that. I know that's like one of the strongest. That's the strongest cigars. And I remember the first time I took a little puff of that. I was like, wait a minute, this is not.
Look, I was gonna say, I ain't know that you wasn't supposed to inhale the first time. Took me on a crazy head trip. Let me tell you about it. Yes.
Give you a high too.
And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what I say. It was a trip.
And I was like, ooh, I kind of like this. And then the other thing I learned with smoking cigars is that the first time I did it, I didn't know you wasn't supposed to dump the ash. I was just like, ooh, I got so scrutinized. They was like, ooh, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, shit, it's the ash.
Oh, see, look,
right there.
ain't nobody scrutinized me because I would have told them. I asked in my other profession. Sorry.
But yes, we do.
Okay. Okay. So, like on a softer note, when was the last time you ladies actually just celebrated yourself?
That is a serious question.
So I think I go. I celebrated myself when I released my album. So May 6th was the last time I really just celebrated me when I dropped Napoleon Complex.
Oh, love it.
You know, I have not celebrated me in a minute, okay? And I need to really do that. Well, let me rephrase that. I've been telling myself at least take like once a week to do something that you like to do. And I'm trying to figure out what that is now. Again, for me, it's like, you know, do I go out and walk? Do I go out and try to work out? Is it something that I want to try? So I said recently what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and, so as a kid, let me stop. As a kid, I used to play the violin, the clarinet, and piano. And I said that I was going to go back and take up one of those instruments to, you know, so y'all hold me accountable.
It's funny that you say that because I used to play the clarinet too.
What? Oh
yeah,
my God.
so look.
I opened up my clarinet the other day. Well, I got that same reed.
Oh my God! So look,
like 30, yeah.
I just was telling them that I was thinking about going and getting a new clarinet so that I can start playing again. I literally haven't picked it up since like 9th grade.
What?
So I really was thinking about picking it up and start playing.
I still got my clarinet with that.
Not with that old reed on it though.
I'm like, ooh, what is wrong with that? But yes, I do need to celebrate. Me.
And I mean, we all do. I mean, because sometimes I feel like I get so bogged up with just everything, still trying to do me, but then I still have to do kids, and you know, so. As of lately this year, I made a conscientious effort that I'm gonna take some time for Candace. Whatever that may be. That may be working out, that may be going to the spa, just whatever, just to, you know, celebrate myself and what it is that I've got going on.
Right. So when was your last?
It's the breath.
Actually, I would say I celebrated myself last weekend. I was nominated and got honored for.
Oh my God.
30.
Yes, and I was supposed to. Yes, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Congrats.
And it's such an honor because sometimes you do things and it goes unnoticed. So, especially when you're trying to do something good. Now, when you're having fun, you know, everybody's there, but when you're trying to do something good, sometimes it's hard that you get noticed. So I was honored and I just felt good and I just was like, let me pat myself on the back because I am, you know, doing something.
Because you've been doing a lot of stuff even for the young girls, the youth, for a long time.
Yeah.
And it is kind of hard and cumbersome when you are in the works, you know, doing everything. Sorry, y'all, these braids. We back had a little blooper, but braids and champagne just don't mix. But yes, we have to take that time to celebrate ourselves. It just gets hard.
It does, especially for women.
Yes.
I see y'all have something I don't have though.
What?
I don't have children. So I don't have, I think my time right now is just, I spend so much time in the studio and you know, you out working so often that you kind of just get lost in the sauce.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you forget that you need to take a moment for you sometimes.
Yes.
So
that's actually your baby.
yeah, like that's my baby right now.
Right.
I don't have a physical form of anything that's slowing me down at the moment, but work is enough.
Yes, it can be tedious.
Work is definitely enough.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into the conversation, no holds barred. We're going to be very transparent with the viewers. So I'm going to ask both of you ladies, growing up, what was your career aspirations?
What age? I thought I was going to be an airline stewardess at one point.
So, I kid you not, if you would have asked me this a year ago, like I thought I was gonna be graduating with my PhD in this May.
Wow.
And I haven't taken a class in about a year because
So
I've been
your
working.
doctorate?
My doctorate. I was gonna be Dr. Lolita. I'm about 12 hours away, and a dissertation and a comprehensive exam.
Oh,
So
you got to do that.
but it ain't going nowhere. What's the rush?
Well, you're right.
I
But
mean,
man, you just
school
what,
gonna be there
Dr.
forever.
Lolita? I know school, baby. That is it. Dr. Lolita.
I mean,
I took 55 hours of math. I couldn't do school after my bachelor's. I tried.
man, look. So I
congratulations.
got caught up. I wanted I thought I was gonna be a lawyer or really working in the justice realm, like writing new laws and policies was really where I thought I was gonna be. So if you would have asked me this a year ago, I probably wouldn't even been in this space because I had no idea I could rap a year ago. So
what made you just, want to go into that field? You just...
So transparently, I was on my lunch break. I was a teacher. And I was on my lunch break sitting in the car and I heard this song come on the radio that it's a kind of old school song, but we all know it. So I was jamming the song and I was like, I wouldn't say that, I'd say this. So I just happened to be like, hey man, cut the studio on. And they like, hey, that's not really how you say that, man, but all right, come on. So they cut the studio on. I recorded the first song and Zero heard it and was like, that's you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, do it again. So he gave me a beat and was like, on the spot, write to this. So I wrote to it and we recorded and here we are. Like, I had no idea I could rap. So
wow, that is crazy.
To just pop up on something, because most people be in something for years and years.
Yeah, like literally just fell in my lap.
Say that?
Like yeah. And then too, first of all, you was about to be a whole lawyer in this thing. That's like 360.
So wait.
You right?
So my PhD is in administration. Well, my soon-to-be PhD is in administration of justice. So I was going to write criminal policy. My master's is in education. Okay. Shout out to TSU because that's where my master's is from. Yeah. So I was just teaching as, that I'm gonna go through school and this is my job while I go through school. I had no idea that I could rap. And so when the pandemic hit, turned the pandemic into a bandemic.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Man, you know what? Okay, that is just being open enough to like doing things and really listening to that voice. You know what I'm saying? Because who would have ever known? I mean,
I was scared. I was scared.
Yeah,
I was deathly scared.
So like think about it. You was going to school to write laws, but instead
I'm writing rhymes.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know what.
You never know.
Yeah,
how your path is going to prepare you for where you're going.
For your destiny.
Yes.
That's true.
Dang, that's deep.
Because when I look back, like at myself, I grew up, I was like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, and for whatever reason, I just was.
Wow.
Love the moon and stuff. I just was like, I want to,
Wow.
But then I got to school and then I was just like, nah.
This not it.
Then I was like, I couldn't do that either because I ran track. I was on scholarship, so I had to pick a degree while they gonna
you could have time.
They're not gonna pay for me to go to medical school, but they'll pay for me for 4 years. So I was like, okay, let me go get my degree in chemistry. Got my degree in chemistry. I was like, okay, I want to be head of a plant, blah, 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 blah. Which is kind of like, I'm glad we're on this topic because I was in a field where it was nothing but men. So here I am, 20-something years old, coming into a chemical plant as a lead chemist. It was hard because a lot of stuff wouldn't go my way because if I tell them this, tell them that, they would push back. Because I'm young, because I'm black, because I'm a woman, so it was hard. And then eventually they kind of came around and they was like, okay,
Once they realized you knew what you were doing. Yeah.
This is why I went to school. I'm just not here just to be here. So it took a while before the men kind of opened, because that's all who worked there. So who wants to take orders from a woman,
Exactly. A
young black woman. Hello.
Okay, let's say that. Okay, because
that had to be rough.
White coats, that is rough.
It was hard.
And nothing but men, white men, let's just say nothing but white men in that industry. And so, dang.
The few people that looked like you probably still gave you a hard time.
They did, because you even had the black younger guys, and it was just...
And I mean, in that...
You're a woman, you don't know.
But the crazy part is, in that perspective, you would damn near expect them to want to protect you more than to be on the defense.
That's why we wear 2 X's on our back, because we're women.
And we black, yeah.
However you look at it, because I always say they have a man code, and men gonna stick with men at the end of the day.
You know what's sad about that though? I mean, it's not gonna really be off topic, but they stuck with men and they got stuck with Donald Trump too, didn't they? Because we just don't be making wise decisions, do we?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You don't say.
Absolutely.
Okay, carry on.
Let's carry on. Okay, have you ladies been able to excel in your career with it being a male-dominated, industry? How you manage to maneuver in that zone?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. So when I started DJing, it was so hard. So hard, okay? And I was just telling somebody else, actually, well, we'll talk about that. I'm back in the single world, but I was sitting there talking and, having a conversation, and I was like, dang, 20 years, that's how long, 21 years, that's how long I've been DJing. And
wow, congratulations.
I was like, dang, I didn't even think about it until he asked me a question about music. And sometimes, to this day, I still have like a chip on my shoulder because of what I actually went through. And it was so, even, not so much now because you have a lot of female DJs, but man, I got scrutinized so many times, like, you don't know what you're doing. Do you even know the color of the chords? Do you even know the name of the chords? I would go to clubs and they would be like, all right, so like, who's the DJ? And I would be like, me. Like, what? Like, yeah. So I have learned not to have a chip so much, and just try to take what I've gone through as a learning experience. And technically, I'm not gonna lie, when, the people that kind of, shun me or shut me out, they eventually had to come back to ask me to DJ. Some kind of form. This was like, I can tell you so many stories. I want to write a book.
Tell them to match that energy, huh?
Eventually just change the names. I don't know, but one day, I want to really, really tell it all. But yeah, it's just been like an ongoing thing, and trying to, like we was talking about a little early off camera, reflect and write in my journal of what I do every day, so that when I go back, I can kind of remember what happened on that day.
So I think, I'm gonna be honest, I like to work smart and not hard. I have a CEO that is a man, so I just use him when I need him. Like, I work smart. I'm not gonna stress myself out. If you wanna be goofy, all right, cool. Let me send that nice fella to come talk to you. And I think what they find out, if you know who I'm signed to, you probably would rather talk to me than him anyway. So, if you're looking for pleasantries, you probably wanna talk to me and not to him. So, they usually do what you do, and they double back and be like, oh, you know what, Lolita, we can.
Yeah.
But, I think that's just a part of what you call it, the male code, them sticking together, wanting to be together, or whatever that connection might be there. It's been, for me, it hasn't been too bad because I was kind of prepared for it.
Okay.
So, actually, I came from a field that was the inverse. So as a teacher, this is a female-dominated job. And so I had the opportunity to kind of reflect from both sides. And so I think in my experience, what I learned is that it's a negative on both sides. Like, it's gonna be a negative on both sides. So if you're dealing with females act a little more out of emotions. They're a little more catty than men are. So you have to deal with the cattiness of a woman. If you deal with a man, you have to deal with the lack of emotions of this man. So he's just gonna tell you whatever he gonna tell you, and it is what it is, right then, how it is. Like, well, damn, could you have spared my feelings a little bit? Did you even think about it? So, when you look at it, you comparing the two. I've learned to, like I say, just work smart and not hard. I apply my male dominance when I need him to be applied, and I'm sure he used me for the same thing though. I'm sure when it's time for females to do business, he not gonna come in the room. He gonna send me right in there and tell me to go talk to whoever this lady is. So just I think I've learned to use my resources, because the stories that I hear from the rest of the women in the industry, and I think that who I'm signed to kind of protect me a little bit, because I don't think people be really wanting that smoke. So they don't be wanting to do that, so they don't bother me. And that, like, I've missed a lot of that, and I'm really, to him, shout out to Zero, because I'm appreciative. Like, he keep me tucked in a lot of situations where it should be problems. I don't really catch the problems. So,
well, it's good to have a man on your team like that, okay? And somebody in your corner, yeah.
I mean, but I'm sure that they'll tell you it's good to have a woman, because consider when they are in they're in that dominance. For us, we in the music world. The music world is dominated by men. So the few opportunities where, you know, women are usually in control of setting up everything. Right. When it's time for that, these men are probably not the people talking to this woman about how to set this stuff up. So just saying, really knowing to utilize your person for what they for.
Yeah. Well, that's good stuff. Well, in your businesses, was there ever a time when you was just like, I can't over this, like?
All the time. Shoot, last week?
Yesterday, he's on last week.
Oh, man, yes. Ooh.
But you would think that at some point, once you develop a name for yourself and show your worth ethic,
that don't really matter. Well, for me anyway, I'm still a girl. So, I mean, for the side of the music industry that I'm on, it's different all the way around. So you got to consider that I don't rap like most of the women in my business. So it take a little bit more to get the men to even listen to my music. Once I have them captured though, then we locked in, because then they realize, oh, she rap like me. She talk about what I talk about.
What you talk about.
But before that, they looking for the visual picture. And since I don't provide that, I have to reach them another way.
You know what? It's funny you said that. Let me tell you all a story. This is crazy. Well, so in 2011, I did BET Master the Mix, and so that was a DJ reality show, and I had to try out here in Houston with back then it wasn't no female DJs, okay? Nobody. It was just me. Well, Brandy Garcia, she was already gone, and that was it. So I never will forget, like, I made it to the second round, and this DJ at the time, he was a well-known DJ on the scene in Houston. I never forget, he was like, "Ooh, SupaStar, so you made it to the next round?" I was like, yeah, because really I wasn't even going to try out or anything that particular day. I was so nervous. And I was like, well, yeah, I made it to the next round. This mofo says, "Oh yeah, of course you gonna make it to the next round because you got titties and ass, basically." And at the time, I just looked like,
the nerve,
right? I remember like looking like, dang, did he just say that? He kind of laughed. And sometimes in the climate, I was like, I kind of laughed it off, but I was like, did he really just say that? Of course, he didn't make it.
I guess he needed some TNA, didn't he?
I guess so. And then when I made it, and it had nothing to do with looks, I mean, not until now, later on, it's because we live in such a hypersensitive world right now with everything. You can't say certain things. I was thinking the other day, like, man, if that dude would have said that in this climate today,
you would have canceled culture.
Right? It's so crazy. So in this industry, male-dominated industry, and because at the time when I started DJing, I was, you know, if you had to almost dress like a dude,
oh, wow,
to kind of to be taken seriously. I wasn't that kind of girl. Like,
right.
I wanted to wear lipstick and be cute. And I remember kind of patterning myself after DJ EQ. She's from Houston, but she ended up moving to California, and Spinderella. And I always would look at them like, ooh, they cute. I was like, well, why we ain't got no cute DJ? Right. He's like, we cute. And I would always get like, oh, well, you a DJ? Well, why you cute? Like, why you cute? Yeah. It would be certain things like,
wait, what?
Like you can't be.
So you were supposed to be.
Yeah, that dude was supposed to do as a female. And I'm sure, okay, sometimes, and I know y'all have had to dim your light or dumb yourself down a little bit, right? To be like.
So I think, to be honest, it's the same and it's different. And I'm gonna say it's the same and it's different because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna refill.
refills.
Yep. Wait, let me take a little sip.
So, being a female that, you know, I rap a little different. I rap kind of rough. It's a little gangsterish from time to time. So, because of the vibe that I give off, I don't get a necessarily why you cute, but I think when they hear my music, they're probably expecting more of a young MA.
Yeah.
Versus a Cardi B.
Right, and then when they see you, it's like,
they be a little
okay,
like, wait a minute. Like, wait a minute. That's you. So I get that a lot. I mean, and it's no offense. Like young MA is hard. Like she be going off. I just think that they expect her to go off.
Yeah.
They expect me to pull up and give them a little Carisha please. And while I love Carisha, I can't do that. My legs just won't allow me to do that. Like, it's cool, but my legs won't allow me to do it. So, I mean, I tried. My legs just, the way they set up, they don't work like that. So, I mean, the men, even being in the studio with the men, so,
that's another story.
You are usually, I'm the only female in my session. Like, I don't even know a female engineer. Like, right hand, I'm not playing. I was talking to I'm working on a mixtape. My engineer's a guy. He's the guy that all the ladies in the business want to work with. So I'm telling him like, damn, I'm looking for a female to give me a beat. And we like racking our brain trying to find a female producer. Racking our brain trying to find a female that's gonna come and engineer.
Wow.
I mean, unless I'm an engineer my own session, I don't know too many women that's gonna sit in there and push the buttons. And I don't want to push buttons and rap, which, I mean, I can, but I don't want to. So I found that part of it. Like, then it's kind of different also because a lot of guys, you run the problem of the feature. So don't nobody want you to get on their song and eat them up, right? Like, nobody want that on their song. So then you imagine, oh, I'm gonna get a verse from this girl. But then you get the verse and you like, damn, she rapped harder than I did.
Right.
What I'm gonna do?
Right.
So you run into the same problems that SupaStar ran into, but then they expect me to be pretty.
Yeah.
Once you figure out, oh, she looks like this, then you're trying to figure out, well, why you don't wear dresses and why you don't like, nah, that's not this.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is. I mean, do y'all feel like being women in a particular field that society, I would say, put an emphasis on, like what we look like?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just look at it from, I guess I look at it from the other side. I came from both, like I worked in both. So when I was a teacher, they was pissed because I wanted to be comfortable. I'm wearing joggers. I teach science. I teach middle school. At the time, I was teaching middle school science. So I'm gonna wear joggers and tennis shoes because we might do a lab, we might be outside, like you don't never know.
Right.
So they were expecting me to dress a lot more feminine in that capacity when I was in this female-dominated industry. Now that I'm in the male-dominated industry, they either want me to hypersexualize or you know, you dumb yourself down and kind of play the background. Right. And so since I do neither, I mean, you still run into smoke no matter which side of it. Like, it's just how you want your smoke. Right. So I guess it's which smoke do you really want? Exactly. Do you want to have smoke with these nice ladies here? Or do you want to have smoke with the fellas on the other side of the room? Like, you got smoke regardless. So which smoke do you want?
I want to ask you ladies, has your career ever affected your mental health? And if so, how do you handle, your self-care?
Well, for me, honestly, these last 2 years have been really, really hard. Not even before then, even during my whole career, handling my mental is very, very, a little hard for me. I don't shy away from therapy at all. So for people that don't know, so how DjSupastar started, like I became a widow really early. Like I lost my husband really early. My daughter was 2. I was just fresh out of school. I was like, let me start DJing. My friends thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy that I wanted to DJ. And then I got this job I used to do Poetry Lounge and Fundy, Rexton. I think that's the first time I ever seen you and Shelby and the girls. So every summer I would DJ these basketball games with the NBA players that would be here at Fundy, and I would rotate. And I was working at AT&T at the time, and I was actually looking for somebody to train me. The person that trained me was actually GT. Shout out to GT. Was because Ali,
GT man,
but Ali was trying to holler at somebody. I'm sorry, Ali, but this is a long time ago, long time ago. And you know, that's how GT trained me. Well, fast forward. I remember trying to go find some records, me and my husband at the time, yada yada. And then one day, you know, fast forward, I was DJing with my, you know, equipment, CDs and records. That's how long it was. And then one day he didn't show up at Fundy. Needless to say, he passed away. And then during that time, I got a job offer from St. John's downtown, my church, and they was looking for a way to reach the youth. And I had no recollection of how to DJ hip-hop gospel. Gospel was not like how it is today, or inspirational music. It wasn't like you only had Yolanda Adams, Kirk Franklin. I mean, it wasn't your Lecrae's and Andy Minneo's and stuff like that. So I was like, how am I gonna DJ for kids with gospel? I don't know anything about gospel music. And fast forward, I had the funeral at the church, and then I told them, well, I can't start. Give me a month. Give me a little time. But in that, while I was grieving and going to church every Sunday to help the kids,
you figured it out.
I figured it out, but that was the plan all along.
Amen.
Right? And in that, okay, I was going to church, and I used my benefits to go to therapy.
Okay.
Because I had to figure out, I was like, why is this happening? I'm so young, I got this kid,
right.
And then this and this, so going to church and then therapy. Therapy, everybody should go. Because if you black, you born into trauma already.
Absolutely.
Like we are designed to deal with trauma. And it's just so disheartening that it took to 2020 to find that out for me, because 2020 broke me down so hard. Like this whole world, this whole system, it's working because it held us down enough, you know, and it was just an eye opener. So I was like, let me try to get back into getting my mental, spiritual, and emotional self together. Once you get those 3 together, you become aligned.
Yes.
I have been in alignment before. 2017, I was going to hot yoga every day, waking up every morning, doing your affirmations, saying your prayers, drinking your water every morning, focusing on me. And I was in a constant flow. And every time, and that was the year I got a call to DJ for Beyonce. And every time I get into a funk, I try to think back, well, Z, you already know what to do.
Yeah.
So why is it hard for you to start?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just hard for us to start.
Oh my God, that's a whole.
Look, that's a whole message.
Start.
Do you hear me? Because I'm honestly, you asked about mental health. So I've had a therapist, but I tend to shy away. I'm just I think that the black stigmata of, you know, what happened in this house, stay in this house, keep your business. Like, I think that really resonated with me as a child. Like, my mama ain't play that. So you asking me now to go somewhere and it's almost like be naked with somebody that I don't really know.
Yeah.
So I started using my music as my therapy, to be honest. So a whole lot of the time when I'm rapping or you hear me on a track, I'm just venting. So if it sounds aggressive, that was just the tempo that it was at the time, because I'm naturally a peaceful, pleasant vibe, but everybody got a button. So when the button was pushed, that was just at the time y'all heard the record start. But I've started using my music as my therapy, and honestly, it's been helping. But I might need to really shake that stigma and really try to sit down and make that a real day-to-day thing as a part of my self-care. Because mental health is by far the most important. Without that, you ain't got to worry about physical health and nothing else.
No, because you can let them 4 walls.
Them 4 walls will close you in.
And it's nothing you could do.
You feel like you can't come out, you can't get up, you can't, like you feel like you're sinking all the time. And I've been there. So to come from that space, like I think that too often, artists especially, we not looked at as people. Like you looked at as this commercial entity, this thing. Like I'm not a thing, I am a person. I have the same feelings and emotions and processes that everybody else have. And you don't get that room sometimes. Like something happened, if it's public at all, then you immediately are on the defend or the cover and the fix right then. You haven't had time to process what just happened to you, or what you dealing with, or what this making you feel like, or what this is doing to your mental. Like you don't all the time, especially as a woman in a male dominated industry. They don't really care. They don't ask you that.
Right.
As a teacher, somebody came and asked me every day, whether I wanted to talk to them or not, how you feel today?
How you feel?
Right.
As a rapper, don't nobody give a damn how I feel.
No.
And if I happen to tell you how I feel, you got it off a track. Nobody call every day like, hey, Lo, how you feel today? What your mental like? Like, what your emotional like? What your temperament like? What your space like? Like, nobody asks you that as a rapper. They don't care. And I mean, to be honest, who calling and asking these men that? And somebody probably really needs to be.
Man, that's
who calling and asking them? Like, hey, bro, how you feel? To hell with what else is going on the internet today. How you feel today? What's your temperament? Like, where your mind at today? Did you pray this morning? Like, who really asking these men that?
And especially if you the strong friend.
Nobody check on the strong friend.
Nobody check on the friend that's all they think they have it together. I made a Facebook post the other day, like, you know what? I'm Xing everybody out. I think I just went, that's the Sagittarius in me. I was like, I'm just going to cut off.
Everybody got to go.
And then I was like, shoot, because I was like, who got my back at the end of the day? I'm like, who is asking me, like, how I feel?
As an Aquarius,
And
you know,
like,
we naturally loners. And I think Sagittarius is kind of vibe on that plane too, but in a male-dominated industry, like I came from a female-led industry. Them women came and checked on me every day, whether I wanted them to or not. If I ain't liked them, if I thought they was dirty, whatever it was, they came and hey, how you doing today?
Because that's
dealing with a guy working in that male dominance. I think that their only focus is completing the mission. Everything in between is kind of just however we get there, but did you complete the mission? Because most men are going to complete their task. They don't give a damn how they feel, because I don't think if it was a man here to ask, I think they've kind of gotten used to nobody asking them how they feel. So they just attack the task. Whereas as a woman, yeah, we're attacking the task, but because we're emotional beings, we're tuned into how we feel. And the fact that nobody takes time to check on that in this male-dominated industry, you damn near do need a therapist, because somebody got to check on you.
Somebody gonna have to.
Okay.
And I think men are just more prideful.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna talk about therapist.
Whereas, you know, women are a little bit more open to it, but men are just
Especially
like,
now. Especially now.
especially now.
So you feel like the pandemic opened you up to really being more willing to talk?
Who, me? Oh, no. No. I have learned. I be talking to myself.
I talk to myself all the time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing, and I'm an only child too, so it's like.
Oh, see, I'm the oldest of 7, but I talk to myself because
What? You're the oldest of
I'm the
7?
oldest of 7. So my parents were like 17 when I was born.
Wow.
But all the kids are under me. So me and my parents really did. Like, we grew up together.
Y'all grew up together.
So when I have problems, like, I call my mama, and sometimes, like, I have a conversation with her like I'm talking to y'all. Like, I don't, you know. So if she dealing with it the same time I'm dealing with it, what can you can only tell me what you know, or what you went through. Like, I think that as women, you know, we forget that sometimes because we carry that chip, like, damn, you did me this way. But you're forgetting that these people can only give you the best that they got. So if the best that they got was jack leg, then they can only give you jack leg. That's all they can give. Right. But in knowing that, you know, I think that, like I said, I really probably do need to spend some time, and I probably need to really make that a thing, like pushing the issue on asking the men, like, hey, bro, how you feel today? Yeah. Like, I don't care about what social media said. We don't care how many likes and followers you got or how much money you made today. How do you feel? I bet you would find at least 20 men that'll probably sit here and probably cry because somebody took the time to really ask. How they feel.
Yeah, most people.
How you feel.
Walk around every day not knowing that they're depressed. Yeah. And for me, I can honestly sit here and say, because I am so busy, I walked around functionally depressed.
Same.
It looked like I would smile. It looked like I still go about my day, but I had moments where I was just depressed and nobody knew. Just like you say, nobody really just checking for me. Like just last week, I did a checkout from phone, from social media. That's who I found out who really was checking for me.
Because they called, didn't they?
Called and texted me like, you okay? What's going on? You know, so it meant a lot knowing that those people really, because I'm normally the strong person, like calling every day, just checking on you. Hey, how you doing? You know, thought about you today. So sometimes we have to take those mental breaks. But in the process of me taking that mental break, I saw a lot of clarity with people, with what I was doing, with where I was trying to go. Just taking a mental break, because like I said, I just was walking around here just depressed but still functioning, still doing my mommy duties, going here, smiling, cooking. So, you know, people have to know the difference between like mental health and mental illness. And some people like, don't say I'm mental, because that they automatically think you mean you're crazy. That's not even like that.
So can I ask you a question? You said that, you know, when you took your break, you figured out where people were and what space they were, you know, where you were trying to go. Do you feel like that when you are walking around functionally depressed, like I know what that's like. So literally, y'all see me taking these nice pictures and I'm in the booth rapping, and as soon as I get out the booth, I'm on the couch and I can't get up. Yeah. I can't eat. I ain't ate in 3 days. I'm drinking water to sustain because I cannot eat. Like, I've been there. Do you feel like that because of the industry that you're in, that forces that? Because I mean, to be honest, I feel like as women, we all walk around functionally depressed because we don't have a choice.
Yeah, because we can't.
Like, who do you pass the baton to?
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody to give your okay, hey, I'm depressed, so who do I give my load to today?
You can't be.
Ain't nobody to give it to, so you gotta take that depressed and put it in your pocket and be like, hey, I get back to you in about 35 minutes. I got something to do, and then run do what you gotta do while still being functionally in this tore down headspace. What do you do with that? I mean, y'all might be able to give me some game. What do you do with it?
I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I do it because it's very hard. I don't know, because I feel like this last year I've been doing that, like, honestly, and it's different when you have to turn up people
while you turn down. Yes.
That's it.
And I was like, I've even texted like my friend, like lately I have just been telling people my honest opinion. Hey, look, I'm overwhelmed. Give me a minute.
See, I haven't learned how to say that.
I had to learn how to say no.
That's in therapy. Say that. That's the ultimate thing. Just learning how to say no and put yourself first. So just being on top of your mental health, I think it's just important, especially for you ladies, because it's already hard.
Man, it's tough. You know what? Definitely. I said I was going to start back doing, actually. So I don't know if y'all heard of this app, Headspace. I've heard it. Okay, you got to do it. Now, I'm going to go back and get my subscription, but I found I'm gonna start back this practice. Headspace is amazing because you can actually, they have like 15-second meditation. I think if you take just 30 minutes of time to just sit and quiet. I don't watch a lot of TV. Well, I got a couple of shows that I watch, but I try to watch them on Sunday. But for the most part, I try to just I sit kind of in quiet. I have to listen to audiobooks on a regular basis for me. Like right now, I'm listening to The Mindset of a Millionaire. I have to listen to things like that.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's a wrap. And lately, my emotions, I get like real quick, and people don't see that side. Like, oh, what SupaStar? I'm like,
You know what? I think for me, when I get to that space, so I have Napoleon complex for real. I know that's the title of my album, but I really have Napoleon complex. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm cognizant of self. I really have Napoleon complex, and I feel like people try to play with me all the time because I'm so small. So they immediately assume that something is sweet, and then when they find out that it's not, they be like, oh shit, you rude. No, I'm not rude. You just thought that you was gonna get this person, and you didn't.
and you did.
Right.
But I think that I'm learning. I haven't, so I need to try the headspace. I use my Apple Watch. You know, it tell you to breathe. It give you them
breathe,
reminders. So that's what I be using.
And you know what? That's a good thing right there. Hold on. Sometimes it's just simple as
Breathe.
we don't even breathe sometimes. Like, when the last time you really just
Took a breath.
And thought about you was taking a breath, like not unintentional,
like you don't
but planned your breathing. Like
Yes.
sometimes you need that time, and I'm still. So I didn't take a break from college. I don't have no kids. I mean, I'm just saying I don't have no kids. So to me, just think about the 18-year-old that you were at 45 with no at 30, at 35 with no responsibility still as far as to nobody else. It's just to you. So I have an opportunity that a lot of people don't have, but it comes with problems that a lot of people don't have. And I don't think that, we really take that into consideration.
Right.
As women, nobody really consider, you will call and check on your female friends, but wouldn't it make a whole hell of a lot of difference if your partner checked on you?
Absolutely. That's it.
Oh, that's another subject.
That's a whole
I mean, I'm just saying, and I don't mean just checked on you like, hey, how was your day?
Right.
I mean like, hey, where's your mental right now? Are you okay? Do you really need a hug? And I don't mean like a sexual hug. I mean, do you need a hug?
Yeah.
Like, are you okay today?
Yeah.
Men I think they do be needing hugs, but I don't think that they feel like their space is safe to say that.
Right.
So they don't address or attack some of the stuff that we do because they don't know how or they ain't secure enough to do so. I mean, honestly, I think that if a man walked up and was just like, hey, I need a hug, most women would be like, oh, he soft, or oh, he weird. Either way, like you looking at him on some question, you questionable because what the hell, you need a what? But in real life time, these are people.
Yeah.
Like we are people, and they probably really do just need that safe space.
Yeah.
But
Everybody needs that safe space right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
this pandemic it brought forth a lot of safe spaces though. So unfortunately, the deaths that were created from that forced a lot of people to kind of open their eyes to the round, whatever the hamster wheel that we've been running on. I mean, you can't call it nothing else because for years, until I took the time to stop and look at it, we've been running on a hamster wheel. Monday through Friday, you get up and go to work. Saturday and Sunday, you turn up or enjoy your socials, your family, whatever.
I don't even have a day off.
You don't have that because you turn it up all the time.
Yeah, you know what? And I even told, like, I had to think, like, I'm gonna be real honest, like, I have just said, F it. In these last couple of months, because I don't have a day off, and I have tried to make myself, and honestly, words are very powerful, and the way that you would think is very powerful. Because I used to think way back when I was DJing, like, ooh, I just always wanted to be on radio. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I remember GT giving me that advice, just do everything, paid and unpaid, just do it. And so in my head, I'm gonna do it. Because I'm so used to doing it. And
now you at a space where you need that time though.
Well, yeah, now I'm like, hey, I got 400 text messages. Oh, okay, well,
Jesus
you're just gonna have
Christ.
to wait a little bit. I'm gonna come back. And then, people sometimes see your especially people that don't know you, they might see your representative, right? on the
Gotcha,
outside.
gotcha.
And then, you know, and especially with Instagram and TikTok,
They
I
judge
got
you
people
off
to
of
be-
that, yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, hey, I am Zelma.
Yeah.
Like people,
Kinda
but that's why
bad.
when I said that they expect you, like when people see you, they looking for DJ Superstar.
all the time.
And I mean, at the end of the day, when they see me, they looking for Lolita. So the question becomes, what happens? And I mean, I had to deal with this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, honestly. I'm really in my own head. I'm feeling kind of depressed. I'm trying to shake it. I got a show. So I gotta get up and go out here and like turn up and give these people a show, and I'm not turned up.
Man.
I'm depressed. I need a hug.
Right.
I want my mama. If we just be like, this is where I'm at. But I gotta get up and figure out how to make these people think that they having the time of their life. So
And that's what makes women unique and strong. Because despite all of this, we get up, we function, we work, we be moms, we be wives, we be friends, whatever. So that's why.
definitely.
Yeah,
Women,
and
we need our props.
Yeah,
because
we do. And we ain't gonna let you, we ain't
gonna let you see it.
us.
Yes.
And we gonna wait until
We in that safe
at
spot.
least we get home and be like,
Look, if you make it, sometimes I don't even make it home. I get in the
In the
back of the
car
car
and be like,
and I'm
ooh,
driving
be
home.
like-
I'm talking about I done did a whole show and I got tears pouring down my
Pouring
face
down,
driving
pouring
home.
down.
But I made it through what I needed to make it through. Women are the only people that I feel like we're the only entities that carry that. Because at the end of the day, when a man hits his threshold, he just let it out.
said
He
it
done.
right.
And he go, if it mean he gotta leave, if it mean he going out with his people, if it mean he going out with himself. At the end of the day, when they hit their limit, they just stop.
Yep.
Women
we
don't
keep
have that
going.
option.
Keep
So it's like, damn, yeah, I hit my limit, but guess what? Limit, hey, jump in this pocket right here. Like, we'll be back to pick you up.
keep going. That's crazy. I think that's just an idea.
It is. This was interesting, lady.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, we could go on. We could have a whole nother episode
Yes.
of the week, different topics.
Yes.
Ooh.
But this part of the show is where we do our sip of the week. So each of us give our sip of the week. You can talk about anything that made you want to take a sip, whether it's something you want to share, something that you got upcoming, something that kind of pissed you off, like I need to take several glasses of champagne. So we're going to take this time to each of us give our sip of the week.
Okay, you gonna start first?
Y'all, let me tell you.
Come on.
Okay, this is my sip of the week, and I'll be real honest. Oh, I don't even know how to say this, but I'll say. So I work. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you where I work. You know where I work.
We know.
And you know, so one night I was going into the station. I'm gonna be real honest, and I was just driving to the station. And you know, you had a parking garage, the arm that lit up, and then you have probably some garages, a gate that lit up, right? And I was going to work. I was like, ooh, it's 12 o'clock. I gotta get in and do some radio stuff. I went into the gate. The arm lit up. And you know, sometimes when the other gate that goes up like this, sometimes you might just go up under the gate as is going up,
yeah.
right? Like this, right? So yeah, the gate hit my bike rack. Okay, zoom, I go through, you know, did my work, left, then had to go back to the club or whatnot. Tuesday morning, I get an email. SupaStar, they saying you ran into the gate. I was like, ran into the gate? I was like, and then, you know, sometimes as women, black women, you can't be like, ran into the gate, because then you aggressive.
You aggressive already, and you ain't saying nothing,
"Well,"
right?
I'm like, well, no, my corporate voice came on real strong. No, I did not run into the gate. And they was like, well, they're saying that you need to be responsible. I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, let me see the tape first before. I already knew what I did, right? I already knew it. Long story short, see the tape. The lady sitting there like, well, you know, you see you turn in here, don't pay attention to your bright lights, but just look at the bottom of the gate hitting your car. I was like, well, you didn't set up the whole video, you know, like, don't look at this, don't look at that, look at this. And so, bam, she says, well, the gate hitting the bike rack caused this amount of damage. Y'all, she pulled that receipt, talking about $13,000. I said,
Ma'am,
wait a minute,
I need a sip for
And
your
that's
week.
when- look, okay, take that sip. That's when I was like, man, that
I'm
girl,
out of sips.
That Sunnyside, Southside came out. I said, man, I was like, listen, I have not one scratch
On my car.
on my car. And if you think me hitting that gate right here is $13,000, no. And that was that was something because I was like, at that moment, I was like, you know what? I just quit. I said, you know what, God, I quit. Literally, I said I quit. I just laid there. I was like, you know what? And you can just go on and take it, because I was like, what you gonna do? I'm like, you're not gonna claim it on my insurance. I'm not gonna be responsible, and that just is what it is. So that was one of the times that I had to be like, you know what? You said you was gonna fight my battles.
Take care of that one, please.
I have nothing to give, and I got a daughter that just went to college. No,
Right.
so sip.
Sip of the week. Okay, well, let me lighten y'all sip a little bit. I'm gonna give you, because I had some of that too, but I think yours took the cake for everybody, so mine was small cheese. So we gonna give you a little lighter one. So me and Because, if you know Because, he produces for Ken the Man, a lot of the ladies in the business. So me and Because have been working on an EP for about the last 10 to 12 weeks. It started out as an EP, turned into a mixtape.
That's what's up.
And we finished it at 3 o'clock this morning.
Hey,
so,
pew, pew, pew,
so
pew.
pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Sip of the week. That and the fact that I got my Vivo. I got an official Vivo. So if y'all checking it out, y'all can find Big Lolita now on Vivo with YouTube. So sips of the
That
week.
is huge. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know what? That's huge, because so you know what? People don't understand. Well, my weakness is my follow-through game sometimes, but to complete something, especially something that you've been working on, and I'm so happy that this podcast, because I know it's something you want to say. So I commend y'all on just completing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, follow-through game.
Thank you.
Is a major key in this industry. Well, any industry.
It was rough. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared. So he'll produce. I mean, he'll producer for some big name
some
women
big
in the
names,
industry right
yeah.
now. So to really lock him in to working with me for this long, to complete a whole project.
So when is it? So it's finished. So when
So
you go?
it's finished. So I'm thinking probably spring break.
I thought you was going to say spring, summer. Like
Spring break.
Spring break.
Talk about spring break.
Spring
Oh,
break.
I like that. Yeah, spring
So,
break, March.
you know, I might be able to look. I'm gonna see if I can get SupaStar to sneak y'all a little bit at homecoming. I mean,
put a little something in there.
she might give y'all a little ski taste. But you know, so I had the pleasure of going to Prairie View A&M University, and you know they produce productive people. So shout out to DJ Mr. Rogers and DJ Cho, The Road Music, Kirk O'Banks. You know, we had a whole lot of heavy hitters on the yard. So
Big time.
it's always a
And you know
pleasure
what?
to
And
be
you know
sitting here
what?
with you, ma'am.
And you know what? We gotta. You know what? Thank you. I appreciate that, because y'all, I went to school for marketing. I didn't even answer that question. I thought I was gonna go work for Coca-Cola in their marketing department in Atlanta, Georgia, and go to. I was gonna go to grad school.
Well, Coca-Cola SupaStar be DJing if y'all need a
I was
DJ.
like, oh, that's where I was gonna work, and but needless to say, my marketing degree helped me market me.
Yeah.
And so when I had my school, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just help others. I'm gonna eventually get my school back up, but dang, that's crazy. Look, any college you go to, you know, I'm not discriminating. PWI, HBCUs is going to prepare you. Even if you don't even get that degree, it's still going to prepare you on how to, you know, get through life.
Right.
Them little financial aid line.
I think nobody experienced that but Prairie View. Financial aid, bro. Hey, so look, this is a message for all y'all that are in school. If you are experiencing long waits in financial aid, I went through it. Did you go through it?
Yeah.
So guess what? It ain't changing. Just get in your line, plug your iPod up, and just sit there and chill. Get your money on, man.
And the rude person sometimes at the front, all of that is just building your character. Okay?
Look, when they rude at the front, Michelle Obama said when they go low, you supposed to go what?
High.
Nah, when they go low, you go lower. Get on their ass.
I ain't going high.
I'm going high, but not the way they think.
Okay, let me stop. Champagne.
The champagne is gone.
Yeah.
We drink champagne when we thirsty. All right.
This was fun, ladies.
Yes.
I am so excited that you came and shared, being real and authentic.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yes, I love, because I like seeing, women doing their things.
Yeah.
It's our time, it's our season. So I love you ladies. Keep doing what you're doing
Yes, ma'am.
in your respective fields. We truly appreciate it. Thank you again for coming. Thanks to just women in general. That's my sip of the week, is just appreciating boss chicks who are doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So I want to thank my guests again for tuning in to Champagne and Cigars. Please join us next week for another wonderful episode. Cheers, ladies.